the Life, Biz, and All That Jazz podcast, a supportive space where personal growth, mental health, and simple empowering tools come together. This is your journey to transformation, and I'm here supporting you every step of the way as I also learn and grow and transform with you. If you're new here, welcome. I'm your host, Jasmine Lisciotto. Today we are diving into the topic and talking about how to thrive as a neurodivergent entrepreneur while also balancing your mental health. This is a tricky topic and it's one it's taken me years to master, but it is possible. If you've ever felt like running a business yourself but felt like your mental health struggles or neurodivergence is an uphill battle, then this episode is really for you. Now, I want to share something a little bit personal with you because this episode really hits close to home. I am 99.9% sure I have ADHD. I've taken every single online test. My doctor sees it. People closest to me see it. Most of my life, I've really learnt to mask my struggles, often without even realizing I was doing it. I think a lot of this has to do with the way that I grew up, with my dad having bipolar. A lot of the attention always went to him in regards to keeping the house as positive as we could and supporting him. This is where I think it was missed, as well as other women that I speak to. They're in the same situation as me. It was definitely a missed generation of girls, also a lot of guys as well, back in the 90s that were missed because of the way that they were testing it. But anyway, I'm in the process of getting clinically diagnosed, which it's been quite scary, but it's also exciting. It's exciting, I think, because it makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Like I can take the pressure of trying to keep up to neurotypicals. I've always been such a high achiever. I also get very disappointed if I don't meet my own expectations. It also makes me quite angry because I've questioned this in therapy before for years and years. I always knew that it was something other than high functioning depression and anxiety. This experience isn't unique to me, and it's something that I'm going to dedicate an entire episode to once I have more details. But for now, I hope sharing these helps you feel seen and reminds you that your journey is valid, whether you're diagnosed, undiagnosed, or somewhere in between. Also, you're probably wondering, we get into episode 13, is this podcast about business? Since I haven't really spoken about business until this episode, and it does have life, biz, and all that jazz in the name. Well, the answer is yes. But the truth is, mastering the fundamentals I've already uncovered in previous episodes, like mindset, boundaries, routines, and self-worth, it really helps you to enable and reduce the struggle to create the foundation for sustainable business growth. And I'll explain this later on in the episode. But let's get started with some context. And this is science-backed data. Did you know that 62% of entrepreneurs report struggling with mental health issues like anxiety or depression? And 40% are diagnosed with ADHD, dyslexia, autism, or other neurodivergent traits. These numbers really highlight something that is important. If you've ever felt like you're the only one struggling, you are not alone. For me, building my business was much about overcoming my own internal battles as it was navigating the market. As someone who is a neurodivergent, I had to really learn to adapt, how to make my brain work for me, not against me. And trust me, it wasn't easy. For 2 years, I worked 7 days a week, juggled casual jobs on weekends, late nights just to keep my dream alive. But every long day and late nights brought me to where I am today, freedom. The vision to create freedom and to be able to have my own schedule was that strong that the hustle wasn't an option. It was necessary. It's not as easy for some to be able to work those hours. Like I really took advantage of being single and childless. I was able to build up, earn money, pay off bills I needed to do, and then build the business to make sure that it was serving me and I wasn't serving my business. The thing is about being neurodivergent, it does come with challenges, but it also comes with incredible strengths. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's a superpower. Being neurodivergent is a superpower because it can affect people in different ways. But when you do learn to use it as a superpower, there is certain things and ways that you can understand yourself and ensure that you're supporting yourself. People with ADHD, for example, that often have this hyper focus, which I am really good at when it's something that I love. And this is going to be a game changer if it's a project that you're passionate about. That's why having a business that you're passionate about is something that's going to allow you to go all in, hyper focused, and work pretty much 24/7 till you build it to where you want it to be. Creativity, resilience, and innovative problem solving are also some really good traits, tick, tick, tick for me as well, that neurodivergents bring to the table. And there's also research that shows that neurodivergent individuals are 30% more likely to start their own business because of the freedom and flexibility that it provides. I really can't emphasize enough how important it is to reframe your neurodivergence as a strength, but I know this is going to be hard. But when you really lean into the way that your mind works and support how it works, you can create something truly extraordinary. As I said earlier, this podcast is called Life, Biz, and All That Jazz. It's for a reason because life and business are deeply connected. Over the last 12 episodes, I've really talked about mindset shifts, boundaries, routine, visualization, goals. All these lessons are the foundation to what makes running a business not just possible, but really sustainable. For example, mindset shifts, which is episode 8, taught us how to reframe challenges as opportunities. Boundaries in episode 5 really reminded us to protect our energy and help us avoid burnout. Routines, episode 9, showed us how structure can create stability even when life feels chaotic. I've applied all these lessons to my own journey, and that's what's made my business a game changer, not just my life. You can probably hear how excited and passionate I am about this episode because it is so exciting, and I just want to share it with you all and allow you to just feel my energy when I talk about this, that anything is possible. The main point is you don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to keep taking small, consistent steps. And look, running a business, whether you're neurodivergent or not, will push you to your limits. It's not easy, but what gets me through every day is that the vision I have for my life, the freedom, the flexibility, the ability to design a business that really works for me and supports my mental health and me as a person, me as a true person. That's what makes it all worth it. If you're in the thick of it right now, I just want to remind you that every challenge is shaping you into the entrepreneur you were meant to be, and you've got this. Well, that's a wrap on today's episode. It is a little bit shorter than usual, but I'm finding that I'm really loving the 10-minute mark in podcasts at the moment. I know that we are all short on time, especially this time of year. So that's a little treat for you, but thank you for spending the time with me today on Life, Biz, and All That Jazz. I really hope this episode gives you the tools and the inspiration to embrace your unique journey. I know we didn't discuss a lot of tools. There'll be more to come in future episodes, but I really wanted to set the foundation of where we are going with this. Building a business that works for you is so rewarding and so inspiring. And once you find the balance while thriving as a neurodivergent, your life will change. If you found today's episode valuable, I really appreciate if you leave a review so that other people can see this podcast. It really helps share the podcast organically. And don't forget, if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'll add my link to the show notes. But remember, success comes from the small steps you take every day, and it's all about progress, not perfection. Next week's episode, we'll be discussing more practical tools for neurodivergent entrepreneurs.